Give me a minute, just getting the chat out and running here. I'll get a pop-out chat in case anyone stops by. It's nice to see. I wish this thing would make noise when someone create a poll, add reaction. No, what we really need is we need noise when someone chats. That would be the best. I will send feedback to that end. Okay, so hey, good evening. It is it's late Saturday, not super late, but a little late for me to start. And we're playing The Apprentice. No, not the You're Fired Apprentice. We're playing the custom character, The Apprentice. East Paladin threw that out. Hey, play this custom character, because I asked, well, which custom characters would you guys like to see? He said this one. Now, I'm gonna do it, but I feel this is gonna be a rough haul, and I'll tell you why I feel it's gonna be a rough haul. So if you look at the Apprentice here has two move chits, one fight, three move chits, I should say. Now, they're very nice move chits. He has a move L2, so he can run from almost anything with no fatigue. So he is a very, very fast character. But we have move L3s, which are fine, and then a fight L3. All one asterisk, so they're very good. However, and he has every magic chit in the game. He has one of each magic type. So he literally has the Magician plus type 1. He's got all the magics. The problem with the Apprentice is, so let's not even go to the problems. Let's go to the pros. And he's naive. He's immune to curses. He rolls 1 die instead of 2 to read runes, and he subtracts 1 from read runes. So he is really, really good at reading runes. Now, mind you, rolling 1 die and subtracting 1 sort of vaguely cancels out. Like, it's not quite as good as you think, because I mean, it does end up working out. It is better than one or the other alone, but you still have a 1 in 6 chance of getting cursed. That's really the point there that I'm trying to make. But he's not immune to curses, so I suppose it doesn't even matter. So he's got he can learn all the spell. The main issue that I have isn't that he's bad at this. It's that his shtick. I'm sorry, I'm leaning over. I'm deciding whether to open my window or not here. It's that his shtick is very bad for the quest variant that I play. Because if you think about the base game, so in the base game, he'd be fine, right? Because he would come down here, he would say, well, I want to learn 2 points of spells, or 3 points of spells, maybe. I mean, maybe he goes nuts, right? And then, yeah, he has to learn 4 or 6 spells. And so he goes out, and that's all he does. He just pounds out learning spells. He's great at it, and he learns a bunch of spells. And there you go, and he's in, and he wins, or he gets at least 60% of his victory points, or 40% of his victory points, like that. In the quest game, the most you can get for learning spells is 2 points. So the handicap he has, which is he starts with no spells, so he is sort of useless at the beginning of the game in terms of getting stuff done. The handicap he starts with, where he has nothing, no tools to start, would normally be out in the base game. It's fine, because then you can literally earn points while you're building up, while you're leveling him up, so to speak. Whereas in the quest game, you can do a couple points, but you're just not going to get as many points out of doing that. So he's going to have a little bit of a time penalty here, I would argue, in that he's going to have to spend time. He wants to learn spells. He wants to learn at least 3 and get 2 points, but that's going to harm him getting his points for quests and so on. So I think there's a lot of running around with him, fleeing everything, hoping to find a spell location or two, or grab some gold so he can run to a visitor and buy a spell off them. He's friendly with all the visitors, so that's good. So let's see how it goes. That's all. I mean, he's certainly interesting in terms of, hey, learning spells is his shtick. I just think that learning spells is not as good a shtick in the quest game as it is in the base game. How's that? Because you can't score as many points on that shtick. So, having said that, let's see what we got here for his quests before we start. So, first quest is a dig site, and that's cool. That's a good one for him. Sudden insight, so even better because it's going to allow him to find something quick. And then merchant, buy and sell. I don't hate any of those. Actually, I like all those. So we're gonna put those. I just go to dig site. We're gonna put merchant, and then we're gonna put insight, just so you can remember what he has. So here's where we're starting at the inn. The nice thing is the ruin. So we're going to roll for the dig site here right now. Where is this thing? It's in 5. So it's there. So we're trying to get there. And the question is, where is... So he's not friendly with anyone else. He's friendly with the scholar. So we could buy at the scholar. Well, we have to find the damn scholar first, right? So he could sell at the guard. He could sell at the soldier. It just really comes down to buying something. So, okay, that's cool. Let's get the events out the door here. We're going to draw 3 events for week 1. And he has the Lost Scholar, so that's a good one for him. Poison Pool, I mean, he at least has and a Spider Bounty. So those are the 3 events. We're going to put the Scholar in a clearing. So take the Scholar, we'll take him down here. We're going to get the Poison Pool out of the bag. And there we go. So let's roll to place these guys. Well, there we go. We're at least getting lucky. The Scholar is in 10-6. So the Scholar is right here. So that is good. That makes the ruins a nice little hotspot. It's right where he's going to be. Now, where is this Poison Pool going to end up? 9-6. So the mountains. I don't even know where the mountain is. Well, right there. So not terrible. It's not miles away. It's well, okay. I shouldn't say it. Sort of is. It's that awkward through the borderlands to get to the Poison Pool. And then a Spider Bounty, but frankly, he cannot kill spiders right now. Like, he does not have the wherewithal to do that. All he has is a knife. He doesn't have no weapons at all, but for his starter mage dagger there. He can do medium damage with it. It's time 3, so that's great. But we are looking to hide. We're looking to avoid and explore a little bit here. So I do think that we're going to grab the Scholar. I think we're going to drag him back. That will allow us to look at these and buy from him. And if we buy from a dwelling, all we got to do then is sell to the next dwelling. And selling to the next dwelling would be the guard, probably. And we should be able to make a nice, tidy profit and get that point for merchant. So I think we're on the way to get 2 points, 3 points early. So that's good. That's very lucky, and I think the apprentice is going to need a little bit of luck. Um, so to for East here because he likes to see these. Now this part didn't. I don't know. I mean, Manuel Simon drew this. I mean, don't know when, don't know, but and that's fine. It's cool. It's cartoony. I could use a little bit more, Frank Frazetta kind of as opposed to whatever this is. Um, so I mean, but it does. I mean, that's very Schoolhouse Rock for those of you that are my age. That guy could be teaching us about adverbs for Christ's sake. And we are going to go quietly, stealthily, carefully, fearfully into the magic realm. So there you go. So I think day one, I think we're going to bop into the ruins with a couple hides. And, I think since we have to go this way anyway, I think we're going to hide and then get to here. Since we're going to have to go in anyway all the way around, we might as well do that in any case. So let's do that right now. I think we hide. Oops, we don't have cameras. Okay, well, very clever, sir. So there's a camera for us. Here's another camera. Get a camera down here, and then finally our main camera. And our main camera is going to roughly try to get all that in view. So there we go. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to let's hide once. I mean, we can run. So we're not in too bad a shape. Remember, with an L2 move, you can hide. You can immediately run from anything but the imp, and even the bats you can run from. You can run from everything but the imp and the octopus. So what we don't want to end up in, we don't want to end up in 6 or 2 without knowing what's here first, because the statue is going to appear here in 2, and the pool is going to appear here in 6. So we can actually make a single hide run to 4, hide, and then well, caps lock is on, hide, and then move, and move to RU4. Done. So that's what we're going to do. And let's get a monster roll and start this mess. Monster roll's a 6, so bats, that's good because, well, I mean, they will still appear in Flutter, but they won't appear anywhere else. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to see if we are hidden. Are we hidden? We are hidden. So we flip, and then flip these. It looks, smoke, and indeed it looks like, well, the Lost City. So certainly exciting to hit that on turn 1. I'm not sure if I prefer that or not. We got Roar 6. I would love for this to have been a quieter. We got the altar. That's good for us, by the way. The vault. I would love for this to have been a quieter tile. Man, everything's coming out. So no flutter, so no bats. But yeah, we got a lot of crap going down here. Now, having said that, you got goblins and spiders here. Otherwise, it's serpents, demons, trolls, dragons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will bring a monster. So a lot of monsters are going to appear in this tile. But if we get through to 3, only it's a 50% chance. I don't love that chance. Don't love it. Yeah, so right now we already are sort of faced with a little bit of a dilemma here, right? Or 1, 2, and 4. I'm sorry, 1, 2, and 4. So 50% chance still. I do think we have to move quick. Whenever you run into one of these death hexes here, you do have to figure out like, well, I gotta either move quick through here. He can run, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna just bop right through to 3. So we're gonna move to 3, knowing that that's a tiny bit dangerous. We're not gonna be hidden, but we also know that, like I said, we can run from everything comes up except for the statue in the pool, and neither of those are here. So let's get a monster roll. We're hoping for something like 6 again, frankly. But we get a 3. It's a little shady. It's a little shady. So we're gonna go bop bop. So we run right through. We pick the scholar up on the way, and then we get goblins and patter too. Um, And we do want to catch the altar. That's one of our sites that is going to be important for us to learn those spells. I'd rather not go through the cave again if I can help it. And I do want to pop this scholar down to see what he has in terms of goods for us to buy. Because again, merchant is going to then guarantee us a tidy profit on whatever we buy from the scholar. So I think what we're gonna do. So I think what we would like to do is we're gonna move to 4. Or no, it's not 4, right? We're gonna move to what is this? Where do we put our dig site? 5. We're gonna move to 5. We are going to search. We're gonna use insight, and that's gonna find us the dig site immediately. So that's sort of cool. But then we're going to do 2 more searches. And what we're going to do is we're going to hope to be able to find the path from 1 to 5, because that's going to be an important path given the way the ruins looks. So I'm going to score dig site, and that's going to get me a little cash and so on and so forth. So I think we've got some stuff going on here. Now, we could really use a 6. We could use bats. Nope, 5 spiders. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. So we're gonna go here. We are going to execute our search. We're gonna play sudden insight. So insight is played and discarded, and that finds us the dig site. The dig site is going to be worth 1 VP, $5, and a small treasure from the magical small treasure pile. So let's drag a treasure wherever, over here, shuffle it up. Power gauntlets. Well, I mean, I will certainly activate them whenever, but that's sort of useless. And then I'm going to search 2 more times, and we're going to peer these 2 times in hopes of getting a 3, 2, or 1. And that ain't it. Let's try again. That is it. So we find 1, 5. So that's good. That's a good one to find. You will notice a couple things with Ruins 1, 5. I always love to look at get 1, 5 if I can. It saves you 1, 2. It saves you 3 phases. At the very least, it saves you 3 phases. And at the best, it saves, and you know, if you count it, it saves you. So that's a day. This could be a day. So it saves you almost 2 days. if not a little bit more. So at the end of all that, one of these spiders is going to show up and appear there. And if we had any way to kill that spider, he'd be worth a point. But he's not. So we got a card point. We have 15 gold, so we're going to mark that down like that. So you should see it appear, and then we got a card point there, and done. If I reach 30 gold, that's going to be a point, and if I reach 60 gold, that's going to be 2 points. So keep that in mind. But we did score our first point on turn 3. We got rid of 2 cards. So let's get our cards cycled here. So we have locate the vault and plant your flag. So, I mean, locate the vault is cool. And your flag is, I mean, it's fine, but so we have to roll for the location of the flag, effectively. And somehow we locked all the dice, as we do. Ruins 3. So, I mean, if this is hilarious. This kid is getting super lucky. Well, actually, that's not as lucky as you would think. And the reason it's not super lucky is because he needs to clear the tile of monsters. So that flag is likely to not get planted anytime soon. So, so there you go. That's in the ruins. So he plant flag in the ruins. So that's a little dicey for him. So okay, that is day 3. And then our choice is whether we roll in this way, just straight back to the inn, or if we start heading to the guard. I actually say we might as well, let's hit up the inn. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 to the inn. We will do a hide phase just to, because we don't like the patrol, effectively. So we will turn in the Lost Scholar. And does he gain a level of friendliness with us, or does he become friendly? Yes. So he'll actually become our ally. So even better. So that's going to be good. I think that's a good one to do before we start trying to get some goods off of him, right? So let's roll. It's a 5, so spiders and imps. Oops, geez. Okay, hold on. Spiders and imps, but it's not going to matter to us. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We are either going to be hidden or not. And where? I have no idea where these dice went to. Every so often, we have things grabbed when we shouldn't. Did we hide or did we not hide? Yes. Okay. So the scholar is going to go there. We are now allied with the scholar. So scholar equal ally. So very cool. No one's going to appear at the end. We will have to roll off with the rogues, though. It is our second card point. Oops, we didn't score 2, just 1. So we got 2 points, though, in total. And that's pretty cool. And we can discard the Lost Scholar here. So that's very good. Very, very good. And we don't have to roll against the rogues because we are hidden. So that's sort of my house rule, is you don't have to. I mean, they could insult you or whatever, but you're just gonna block battle them and stay hidden, right? You're gonna run away, as it were. So, so that does give us what to do on day 5. So I say we do. We're going to do maybe 2 trade phases, and I would love to hire a rogue and just walk him with me, because a rogue would allow me to kill a spider if I got lucky and say I rolled a 5 and ended up here, and then he and this spider walked to me. We could kill it and score the bounty. I would love to hire one. They're neutral. It's $3 or $4, and we have to roll well. I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my cash. So I'm going to save my cash, and I'm going to do 2 trades, and then I am going to move into 1, ruins 1. So, and you'll notice I'm not hiding, right? So why, right? That is I always feel that you can sort of tell where people are in their Magic Realm journey by how often they hide. Beginners don't hide enough and they die. Intermediate players hide too much and they're safe, but they waste a lot of phases hiding when they don't need to. And then you get to I'm gonna pretend I'm advanced. Then you get to mature players who've seen a lot. How's that? Because we're not gonna call me an advanced player. Mature players who've seen a lot that know what I can run from. And because I have that L2 chit, I can run from a hell of a lot. And so I'm going to use that fact. I'm going to bop right in there. And unless I roll a 2, nothing's going to appear well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, obviously I can roll 3. I can roll a lot of things that are going to draw a monster here. But I can run from all of it. I might have to hide tomorrow, and I might waste a phase, but I'm sort of taking the risk that I will not waste a phase there. So we got 2 trades. We have 2 moves. So let's get a monster roll for day 5 and see where we're at. Bats? Nope. Spiders, imps. Darn it. I wish, I truly do wish, actually, I would have hired damn rogue. I might go back and do it at this rate. So we are going to trade twice with the scholar, who is our ally. So he has gripping dust. Oh, he has, how many treasures does this guy have? 3. The draught of speed and the scroll of nature. 2 type 2s, 2 type 3s. Certainly we want that. But keep in mind that we are buying this for the sole purpose of selling it off somewhere else. So we have to be a little bit careful because, I mean, in theory, although, I mean, because we're sort of going to want, we do want this. We want to keep it. So what I'm going to do is, knowing I have $15, and knowing I'm going to roll on the ally table, we're going to need a 3, 2, or 1 to get the draught of speed. Draft of speed, I know, but anything else is $18, and we cannot do $18. Well, we actually can do $18. We actually can, right? No, that's yeah, we have enough. So I'm gonna go for the draft of speed here. So we're gonna put these away. I'm gonna remember that he has that scroll of nature because that would be awesome. So let's drag that down because we actually have something to trade him. So we're gonna roll on the ally table. We get 2 shots at this. So we do get a 3. So it's price times 2. So that's cool. So for $12, we're gonna buy this. So we're gonna minus 12, and we need to do in our notebook that for merchant, draught speed is 12 gold, and we sell for 24. That is how the merchant card works. It is going to guarantee us a profit. So that's pretty good stuff there. And I mean, you know, I have a second trade phase. So I suppose I could sell him. I am going to sell the power gauntlets, and that's going to give me $7 back. So I'm only -5 today. And we're going to sell those to the scholar. And we're good. Those are our 2 trades. And now we're going to make a run for. Oh, we need a monster roll, actually. So this is. Oh, no, it's spiders. We have. So we got bop there. This spider is prowling. So he's going to jump us, which sucks a little bit. And another spider is going to appear where the goblins are. So, okay. I mean, that is what it is. We are going to run using our L2 chit. So we do have to run that late. And we're going to run back toward the end. But we do have $10. So we could probably head to the inn. Maybe we get a higher roll or two. If we hire even one of these swordsmen can take this guy out because on this side he will always go first. And not be undercut. And on this side it doesn't matter what happens because he's too heavy for the spider to kill. So I'm going to move to the inn, and then I'm going to hire and hire, and this is a little bit of a luck thing here. We are hoping to get lucky. This is day 6. What's the monster roll on day 6? It's a 3. Now that's going to suck for different reasons. So we're going to walk in. We're going to hire twice. We're neutral, so we are looking for low rolls. We're looking for another 3, 2, or 1. We do not get it. That's a no deal. Come on, we got this. 2. Perfect. Price times 3. We're going to hire the top guy here for $3. But that sucks, and we're going to get him till day 20. So R7. But the patrol shows up. The patrol do not like me much. I don't know why. I think they're just playing the poor little apprentice, you know, like just jerky as they do. So first off, let's roll with the rogues. No problem with the rogues. What about... do they really block battle me? They block battle me. They're going to kill my rogue. The guy I just hired, they're gonna kill him. They're not going to catch me because I don't think they have any. These are all workhorses, and they're not going. They don't have a 2-speed pony, right? That's what they would need to get me. But my guy who I just hired isn't going to run. He's going to stay there, and he's going to fight, and I'm going to lose. So that sucks. I mean. Yeah, and there really is no possible way. What he's going to do probably is kill one of these horses. So let's drag these guys down here. So we're going to exchange a horse for a dude, which sucks a little bit. And so that was a comedy of bad rolls, right? We got the patrol. We rolled trouble, or not trouble. We rolled the attack. So they play on this side. I have run already. I'm running a moment. So So here's the nice thing. So the nice thing is I'm going to allow them to sit on me. So they're all going to come to my sheet. And that's not going to do them any good, is it, really? Because we have to lure or deploy. So yeah, so there you go. So they're gonna come to my sheet. Um I'm gonna run. So they're all on my sheet. Except this guy is going to lure. Who the heck are we gonna kill? We're gonna kill let's not do that guy. Let's do we have anyone who is no. So there's nobody that on one side or another doesn't tag this dude. He tags him on both sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy. So we're going to lure this guy. So these two are on my sheet. And what's going to happen is I'm going to run and they'll be unassigned in round one. Round one, he's assigned to him. And I'm going to put the horse here just to remind us what his move is. And what we're looking for here is for him not to line up. Right. We want him. So okay, yeah, that's fine. We want him to not line up. So let's see where he goes. 6. So he drops to the bottom. So the horse goes here. He goes here. Does the patrolman flip? We're hoping not, I think, and he doesn't. So what happens? Round one, these guys are unassigned. This guy goes. His weapon is longer. He goes first. He's going to hit the horse. He does heavy damage. The horse is not armored. So he kills the workhorse for patrol number 2. So that guy is dead. Round 2, all these guys appear. Everybody appears on this dude's sheet. So that's the sucky part. So this is where it ends because there's no possible way that we're going to survive this because someone's going to line up on him at the very least. So what we are hoping, so we're going to target him. We're actually hoping that he lines up because he'll hit first and kill him and then die. So we're going to hope he lines up. The other thing you could do is you could go for one of the horses who you know you're going to undercut. And so you could cut them down so that you have 2 horses. And then strangely enough, I think my play would be if you cut some horses, my play would be, well, can we hire some guys to kill these dudes? But that's probably not going to happen. That's not my goal either. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pick that guy. We're hoping to get a 1 or a 4 right now. And we got a 6, so that did not happen. So he goes down there. These guys shift up and up like that. And do they flip? Let's see. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it's bad. He's going to go and not flip, not flip. Maybe this guy flips. No one flips. So what happens, unfortunately, is this attack misses, and then he's killed. So that's done. The patrol gleefully kill my rogue. They pat themselves on the back for their good law enforcement work. My guy dies. I'm going to lose 2 prowess for getting him into that predicament in the first place. He goes to the dead pile along with the horse. So he rides that horse to Valhalla. Rogue Hala? I don't know. And then I'm here because I ran. Because I'm a coward, effectively. So that's what happened, and that's bad because that's going to sort of cut me up a little bit day wise. We're going to get a little dicey on days here. So I think what I'm going to do. I would love to catch this because I would love to catch a spider bounty. I mean, there's no reason not to get the point. It's also worth $5 because we're heading toward one of these damn. We're heading to a whatchamacall, a garrison, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously have to move 2. Um, even so, even the chance of hiring this guy again, 3, 2, or 1 is still not a great chance. So you might be sitting with multiple hire phases just to get this thing settled. So it might be best at that point to move on. So we're going to hide and we move to the spiders. Then we're going to move to the borderlands. So we're gonna try to move, and Rogue 7 is dead. So that was a great thought. It was a really good thought. It didn't work, but it was a really good thought. So now we're gonna try to get. Oh, we don't get to the border. We get to 5. So we're gonna try to get. So we're gonna move, hide, move, try to get out of here, and we're gonna head up to the guard and finish our. So we got 2 monster rolls on day 7. And that is 1 and 2. So all really bad things for us. So we're going to move. We do hopefully are hidden because otherwise we're going to get super stuck here. And we end up here. And so what the hell appears? Well, a lot of shit appears. First off, this guy appears on us. That's Smoke C, and he appears right there. And not an issue, of course, but he appears right there. Next is Altar 1, Slither, and Roar. So Altar 1 is the Tremendous Demon. So he goes just to make my spider aspirations harder. Slither 3 is going to draw the Tremendous Dragon to here. Just to make sure I can never plant this flag. Roar 6, I think we're done. We're actually at a dragon, so nothing else appears in Roar 6. So, small miracles and all that. So, but Slither 3 actually draws these guys also. So, a lot of crap here. The nice thing is, hell, we might run out of monsters before we might make every other tile save at this juncture. So I think what I'm going to do is, we need to draw. We need to draw 3 more events. It's going to be day 8 here in a moment. So we flip that one. It's the Lost Crone. Flip that one. It's the Lost Shaman and the Rift. So that's sort of funny because we like all the visitors and they like us and they seem to be trying to get into play. So that's good. We can totally do that. So let's do the Crone first. She's in Cavern 3. Well, it's not great, but there she is. And then the Shaman is in 1/6, Borderlands 6. That ain't bad, because that's sort of on our way at this juncture. And the Rift, we're going to roll for where the Rift appears. So first thing is it appears in the Mountains 4. So you see 1 is Mountain 4. So let's drag the rift out to mountain 4. And the mountain is also close-ish. So all right, so that gives us a little bit of thought as to what the hell to do. So we're going to get a total of 24 bucks. We have $7, I think, left. So that's going to be 31 bucks. Not enough really to hire the guard because we need 36 bucks effectively to hire the guard with any good chance. I think primarily we're gonna grab the shaman, I think, and probably get out of Dodge. We're probably gonna grab the shaman and then head up, drop the shaman off here, get my cash, do my sale, get my cash, and then we got to sort of figure out what the hell else to do. So that'll get him a couple more points. The shaman's going to be worth a point. The merchant's going to be worth a point. The soldiers are quote unquote closer, but you got to find this and sort of wend your way around. So I think in just sheer number of phases, I think that, let me move my camera there. So if I'm leaning down, I think that through the ledges is closer ultimately. I do not want to end in 6 like this, so I mean it's a little crappy, but I think we are going to play it conservatively, to say the least. I think we're just gonna move to the borderland and then we're gonna hide and hide and hide. Actually, you know what? We will search once. You never know. Nah, we're just man. No, we're just gonna hide and just go with that. So, so day 8. Let's get a monster roll on for day 8. It's a 1. So dragons, if there are dragons. So we move up here. We're gonna hide 3 times. So it's very likely we are hidden, and we are hidden. And what is in the borderlands? It is stink. So that's all trolls all day, and the statue in 2. So there's 3 spells there, so that's actually good for us. So what we're going to do is we are going to, on day 9, we're going to move to the shaman and then move back to 1. So we're going to just dip in the cave and dip out of the cave. Pretty much a 4 is the only thing that screws us, like that. Don't do that. That is telling you what not to do. 5. So 5 is good. So our move is in and out. The shaman comes with, and nothing appears. And oh no, I'm sorry, something does appear. The imp appears, and we are done. So next move, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go into ledges 1. So we're going to move, and move to ledges 1. We're going to do a search there. And let's see what the monster roll is. Hoping for something like a 3. No, it's a 1. So more dragons possibly. So we go 1, 2, 3. We're there, and then we're going to search. We're going to do a pier in hopes of getting a 3, 2, or 1, and we don't. What is here? The ruins, so bats, and the lair in 3. So that ain't bad, except that it draws this guy. So super clunky. Super clunky. So we're going to move 6. We're going to hide. Let's hide twice just so we can and get to the lair, just to ensure that we're here, and then we'll go to the guard. So, all right. I think we're day 10. Oh, no, day 11. It's day 11. And these days are going quick. We need to get a monster roll up here. And 5. So it is spiders and imps. We're going to move. Are we hidden? We got 2 shots at it. We do hide, and that's it. We are done there. And nothing appears, and it is day 12. Unfortunately, we just blew through this week. So I'm going to move to the guard. I'm going to execute a trade. That should score me merchant. And I should score lost shaman. I think that's the shaman. So that's going to be, in theory, 2 more points. So that's my 4th point. So we're at least on track. It's going to give me 24 gold back. So we're going to have 31 bucks. That is not quite enough, right? The guard is worth 12 times 3. You're just not going to get them. You're neutral. If you're friendly, maybe you try it. So we're not going to hire them. We will. Now we will have the crone, or not the crone, the shaman. The shaman will be there. He will be our ally, and he will have a type 2 and a type 3 spell. So we could make the attempt to trade with the shaman in hopes of, but we are going to pop 1 hide because I actually don't want to have to run out of here. So that's where we're at. It's day 13. I want to run out because I don't want to be. Well, it won't really matter if I run out, right? Because I will go to the drag, So that's fine. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the trade. 3 trades. So day 13 or day 12. Careful, don't waste a day. We do not have days to spare on this guy. I'm hoping to learn a couple spells by them. 2. So serpents and demons. So nothing's going to appear. We walk in. As per my rule, we need to not get. Anything but will allow them to trade with us. So we are going to trade. So we drop the shaman off. That's going to score. We're going to trade. That's going to give us our 24 bucks. So that's our guaranteed profit there. Oops, 24. The draft of speed. I like drought. Goes to them. The shaman is our ally. Let's put that in our notebook. Ally. We did this. Merchant is done. And so now we get to pick one of these spells here to shoot for. Fairy. Well, I'm sorry. These aren't them. We got 2 spells, a type 2 and a type 3. They could be all kinds of things. So let's grab type 2s and type 3s, and we'll delete these. Shuffle and shuffle. Type 2 and we didn't. Did we shuffle this? Make sure. Shuffle, shuffle, and shuffle. So there you go. So we got a type 2 and a type 3. So what do we got? We got Stones Fly and Awaken Monster. Well, okay. I mean, neither of those is super practical at the moment because we don't have chits to double them up. We can't pair them up. So keep that in mind. Yeah, we don't have 2 type 2s. We really are trying to learn from the crone effectively would be or the warlock. Those are our 2 best shots there. So the question is, do you spend the money for the sole purpose? Oops, I just okay, losing it here a little bit. Do you spend the money for the sole purpose of getting that spell, right? Just getting the first of 3 that you need to score. And that's a good question. I actually don't know. I don't know what the best answer is for that. Because we could, he's our ally, right? So it's actually very likely that we get at least a times 3. You could at least buy one of those 2 spells, but that would cost you all your bucks. And you ultimately want 3 spells, like I said, to score the points. So we do have to keep that in mind. But is it worth 20 bucks? That's a great question. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. We're okay. Now we'll roll because we have to roll. So we're gonna roll on Stone's Fly. So we'll see what the price ends up being. It's price times 4. So we're gonna politely decline. And then I am going to make my last trade phase with the guard. So we'll see what they got. A shielded lantern, again, useful. Handy gloves, and of course the draught of speed. I got to roll on one of them. I'm going to roll on the handy gloves. They're neutral with me. Price times 4. I'm going to, again, decline that and just be done. And I don't think anyone appears. No one appears. I do get 2 points, and so I'm up to 4 points. And so as you see, on day 12, we actually have, 4 points. We're not doing bad. And I've hit 30 gold. So technically, I've got actually a 5th point there. Now that gold is made for spending. That's not victory gold. That is, you need to spend that cash gold because we're going to need to buy something, right? So the question there is, what are we going to do with these? Merchant is gone, so we do get to pick a new quest card for Merchant. Let's see what we get there. Dragon Slayer. Ha! That is super funny. Now, we get that during the day. So at the end of the day, I'm going to trade all 3 of these in because I actually do not think that it is super valuable. Any of those quests. I'm probably going to get a lot worse quests. Consult Demon is a great one for me. Navigator is, yeah, okay. And then Big Game is just silly. I'm going to do Big Game Medium. That's easy. So we're going to do Big Game Medium, since it's the only thing I can guarantee a kill on at this point. Navigator, we've found one of 3 already, so that's at least a bonus. And then finally we have Consult Demon, and that's the winner right there. Because that is going to be a spell, potentially, and a VP, and it allows us to walk into here and not face him, but we still have to face his spider cronies. So that's a little bit of a dicey one. So I think what we're trying to figure out here is, right? I mean, you come to this point in time and you're like, well, what is the game plan? So I mean, I got 5 points. I'm actually pretty happy with my score at the moment. I think so. That spider does make Consult Demon a little bit of a rough haul there. So that is true. That stinks a bit. I would love to hire some lackeys just to clear out that spider down there. I mean, my game right now feels like it's gravitating back toward the ruins. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's a great idea, but I think that's where I'm at mentally here. So I mean, I can certainly score Navigator at some point. I wonder. Here's the options I have in my head. First one, loot the lair. You can run from that guy, and you can run from the bats. Right? First round, you can run from the bats. So you at least have the wherewithal to get in and get out. So you could loot that lair, maybe pull a couple treasures out, just something, anything. And then the options you have are that you go, well, okay, I now have $60 or $50 or whatever. I am going to hire the guard, and I am going to now cut a swath through some of these dudes. So you have that option. I don't think that's a bad option, by the way, but you have to do it quick. You only have you got a couple days, right? You can't spend a week. So that would be one, loot the lair. The second one would be to drag your money back all the way back to the inn. The scholar does still have that scroll of nature. You could buy it off him probably for 20, at most $30. That's 4 spells right there. And then you could get your 4 spells. So that's 2 more points. So you could run down to the Dark Valley, run down to the inn, buy the scroll of nature off the scholar, sit here in Dark Valley 2, and since you're immune to curses, you probably get that in a day or two. You probably get all 4 spells in 2 days. So that would take you 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to get down back to the Dark Valley. You buy that thing in a day, you learn it in a day. So you're talking in a week, you'd have 7 points. And then the question would be, could you in the last week get your last 2 to 3 points based on what else you've done? Maybe you've done Navigator in the meantime, right? Because you could learn the stuff up in the ledges. I'm pointing to the screen, like you can see where I'm pointing. Just see where the frick I'm pointing, guys. Come on. So you could get Navigator, for instance. That's probably going to take you more days than it is to learn the everything off the Scroll of Nature. In the meantime, the Scroll of Nature gives you the other advantage that it can be used as a chit, either a type 2 or a type 3, to cast the spells at a time 0. And so you could get super lucky, find something like Sleep in there, and now have a get out of jail free card. I mean, I love the idea of getting that Scroll of Nature, and having a time 0 chit. It's just what spells you're going to get. It could be bullcrap. Totally useless spells in this case, or it could be great spells in this case. Don't know. I don't think either of those are bad options. What I don't want to do is get, say, stuck at the lair. I don't want to get stuck at the lair for a week. And I certainly think that's possible. We didn't pull another sudden insight card, for instance. So I think what we're gonna do, I think let's do this. I think we're going to. Hey, what's up, Hold On Gaming? Are you for Loot the Lair? I'm into Loot the Lair. I think we at least spend, I think, maybe a day or two. Again, this is all a race against time, right? These I know a lot of people play like 2-month games and stuff, and the Book of Quests is like 2-month games, and I'm like, that's great, and I like that. You can do a lot, but man, these 1-month games really put the screws to you time wise. I think we're gonna go to the lair, and we can at least get a day in there, right? So we move to the lair, maybe 2 searches. Maybe we get something. Maybe we get super lucky. We locate on one, we loot. Second day we loot a couple times. Bam, we're out of there. Done. Right? I mean, or it could be a disaster. But hey, what else? Lost Shaman, I think, is done. Spider Bounty is done at the end of the week, so it's almost done. Then I'm going to move these spell cards just out of the way. There we go. So okay, let's do it. Let's do day 13. So on day 13, what's the monster roll? I'd rather not bats, frankly. Goblins. That's you know what that's going to do? Nothing. So we're going to walk up in there. Are we hidden? We only did 1 hide. Hopefully we are hidden, and we are hidden. I've noticed something, and I think this is just proof that Magic Realm hates us. I've noticed that whenever I need to do a locate, my hide roll is always locate. It's always, yep, you were located, and now I'm going to roll 5s and 6s on the hide, or the actual search. I think it is proof that Magic Realm just wants to prove to us that the universe is just slightly malevolent, just a little bit. So let's we got 2 searches now. No. Oh, bam, 4. So we locate the lair on the first search. That is sweet as all get out. And now we're going to loot the lair on the second search. Yeah, I do think hiring the guard would be great. So, but we do need to get something good. We need a good. The problem with the guard is simply they're expensive for a neutral to hire them. Ideally, you'd want $48. Let's roll our loot in any case. We'll take anything right now. Ugh, 6. Okay. Take anything, but I'm going to gripe about it. 6 is Cloak of Mist, extra hide phase. You know what? That's great, actually. That is awesome. That's our day 13, and now we got day 14. And now I think we are going to spend a day just like this. We're going to do an extra hide search, 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 search. We are hoping for not a 6 on the search so that we can get 4 loots in and hopefully no bats. We do get dragons, but I don't think that's a big deal because he's already out anyway. And 5. So awesome. It's day 14. There is gray magic in every clearing. We are hiding. Let's roll our hide. Ah, Jesus. And we are blocked right the hell out. So done. That is the day. And we go wherever. Doesn't matter where we go. So we're going to move to 6. This sucks a little bit. We are going to extra hide. Move to the lair and search, search. So we that killed 6 phases. But before we do that, let's just make sure. So the spider bounty is gone. These 3 are still there. We do get 3 more. Old bones, which I don't love for us. A goblin horde, and circus in town is actually super useful for something like the Apprentice. So old bones is first. I don't think I actually have an old bones though. I keep saying I need to make a thing, but I didn't make a thing. So let's get an object here. Let's see. Did we do a bones? Nah, we didn't. That was bad. Let's do we're just gonna let's just put a peace pack in there. We will put a fleur de lure in there. So that'll be our old bones. So we're back to, I don't know if anybody's, so Crag 2. Looks like Crag 2. So Crag 2 is the old bones. And actually, let me do this. I'll copy and I will paste. And that way we know what's what. In the olden days, way back at the first of these, I had no custom pieces made, no custom nothing. So everything was a bunch of these piece packs and so on. And I would just type onto the board what everything meant. Super clunky. Goblin Horde. 4-3. So Cliff 3. So we got a bunch of goblins. So let's get the bunch of goblins out the door here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. And they're in Cliff 3. So there they are, done. And then the circus is in town. So the circus could literally be sitting on top of the goblins here. If we look at the locations, Cliff 3 is one of them. It is the circus and the goblins are cohabitating. Hell, the goblins might be running the damn circus for all I know. That sucks a little bit, though. And the reason that sucks is because ideally you'd really want, I really would want that like somewhere right here in Borderlands. And it could be in any one of these Borderlands hexes as well. This would have been ideal. We could have just popped and picked up the damn blowgun, walked in, popped one of these guys, dragged him back super quick, and scored pretty big. So I don't think that changes. I don't think none of these change what we need to do. We're not going after the Goblin Horde. That circus is really out of the way for us at this point in time. So I think what we need to do is exactly what we're going to do, which is take one more day. So we do need a monster roll. I think that really bummed me out a little bit there. I thought we were doing serpents and demons. Oh, you know what? Son of a bitch. Nah, whatever. It is what it is. We yeah. I'm just wondering what did I actually roll on day 14? That dragon may or may not have been there. Um, but whatever. It's fine. Let's just continue on. So we move to 6, and we are going to move in back hidden, and we are going to take 2 more shots at this layer. We are certainly hoping to get something money wise, something substantial cash wise, right? 6. Man, I cannot. Alchemist mixture. I mean, it's fine, but it's not useful in that sense. It actually is useful for the poison pulse. All those treasures, all those potions actually give you. I rewrote the poison pool. It's not just chits. It actually is also potions you can throw in there, and then shoes of stealth. I mean, that's great. Again, another cool thing. So he rolls 1 die for his extra hide. All good. Now the funny part is none of that's going to get us money. We're probably not selling these, and no cash. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do one more day, and then we're going to try one more time and see what we get, and then we have to move on. We are burning daylight here, so let's get the monster roll on for day 16. It is bats, so we're going to get bats, and then let's roll our hide roll. Our 1 die hide roll is good, and now we have 4 loots, and this is what we really needed last week. That's a fail, though, because we need a 4, 3, 2, or 1. Oh my god, that also is a fail. That's 2, 3, wow, 4. And that's it. And then we get a bat also. So, well, okay. I mean, okay. That sucked. So that's 3 days, and that's good. We got some treasure. It's not the worst, but it really didn't come to fruition, right? I was really hoping to get a couple 10, 15 gold treasures we pull out of there. And then yeah, we could have gone on a little bit of a rampage with our boys here. I mean, what it does do is it gives us a little bit of hope to a little bit better. So okay, so all right. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't even need an extra hide really for that. Okay, so let me think about this here. So where are we at? I am not happy with how that looting turned out, though. I think we blew 3 days on it, and it didn't quite come to fruition. If we'd have drawn 2 more treasures out of there, I think I'd feel different about it. Um, so we could get to Curse Valley 4. We could get here in a day. Extra hide 1, 2, 3, 4. In theory, we could get to here. I still like the idea of hiring one of these guys because he can take the spider out. We can have consult demon, so we could pop that. That's going to give us a spell potentially. Now, again, we have to watch the damn patrol because patrol could cut us off like they did last time. But I do like the idea of I mean, the spider is not as useful anymore because the bounty's gone. And that is still a quite the deadly little hex there. So I'm not super thrilled with it. Let's look at what we've got. So if I sold for 15 bucks, it's 46. It's not quite enough. It's not quite enough. You wanted 48 bucks. That was sort of the goal. Because I would sell everything. I would sell it all. To hire the guard is way more useful than being able to hide, strangely enough. I am very annoyed. All right, but that doesn't matter. So, man, one more treasure and we would try the guard. So it's a 1 in 6 chance to blow the hide. The hiring is not super easy, but I think it's what? It's a 3, 2, or 1, I think, at that point to hire the guard. Yeah, it's a 3, 2, or 1. I mean, you could spend 2 days just doing higher phases and you'd do that. And then you would have burned down to day 19. You'd have the guard, of course, for the rest of the game. That's about a week and a couple days. You could then go and kill some of these things. They're not great against these guys. Actually, I think they're okay against these guys. Well, no, they're not, because they're not fast enough. The serpents are bad. They're great against dragons. Great against the dragons. Decent enough against the demons, only because no, they're not great against the demons either. Demons are bad. They're great against bats because bats can't kill them. Great against this dragon, that kind of stuff, right? So there's a little bit there. They'd be great against the damn patrol because the patrol can't kill them. Now they can't hit the patrol super great either, but they're great against patrol. I could wreak vengeance on the patrol also. And they're not bad against the goblin horde simply because the goblin horde typically cannot do anything to them except for this guy. This guy's the dangerous one. But we can take care of him. That's the one guy we can take care of, strangely enough. So, all right. Sorry. So I think we're gonna okay, and I promised myself I wouldn't do this, but I think we got one more day. Day 17. I think we have to try that one last time to get that just enough to get this going. What do we got here? And it's a 6 again, so we're gonna draw more flipping bats. So okay, well let's do it. 4. So we are gonna be hidden. And we really could use to not screw these loot rolls up. That's one bad roll. Come on. 2, 3. That's good. That's what we wanted. That is. Oh, we can't carry it. It's a white magic source, but we're going to have to drop it. I mean, we don't have to drop it until we have to move, but so that's 2. That's 2 rolls. That's 3 rolls. And this is our final shot. And we don't get it. And that was the cash. And there is no good way to lift that out of here. Man. Okay. that left me cold. That left me a little bit. That left me a little disgruntled. I have to admit. So okay. Yeah, it was a one. So we probably would have had the first set of loots. Hold on. So that's my fault. Didn't notice. Should have taken him off the board. That would have just given me the loot ability. He probably, now mind you, with the loot rolls that I ended up with, maybe it doesn't matter. It would have saved us one day effectively at this point, but we would have gotten crap anyway. So I think I might. I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about it. So we got three bats in there. So effectively, what you're saying is we sort of got to get moving, right? So I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go to ledges 4. So we're gonna move, and move to LG4. I think that's day 18. So that's going to be sort of a non-day. We can make a monster roll, but it doesn't matter. Two's popped. And so now we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're done. Next, day 19. So what do we got to do here? Encounter a demon while unhidden. So the problem with being unhidden, of course, is that spider is going to be on top of you also. So, and the demon doesn't do anything for us. Like he doesn't help with the spider or whatever. We would have to dodge that spider for 2 rounds to then be able to encounter the demon. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to try to be hidden. Yeah, I mean, again, got that grail. I would drag that back. I for a 3, 2, or 1, you could hire the guard for $48, and then you would just take them on. You would clear the layer, right? And you would go down and you would take out this dragon and these guys, this spider, for instance. Yeah, maybe something else jumps you, maybe goblins jump you or whatever, but you take them out too. And then largely what you end up with is you'd get the demon. That's another point. If you kill a medium, big game, so that's 2 points. And then you'd go for your spells to get your other 2 points. I think you'd be in a good position. You probably have notoriety. So there you go, done. You win, right? I don't like where I'm at now. I think I screwed that up a little bit. I think the layer was an interesting choice, but I think we mostly blew 4 days on it. So what we're going to do is we are going to so we're going to move to Borderland 1. We're going to extra hide. We're going to move. This is through the spiders, and then move to the valley is the goal. So that's day, I think, 19. Oops, no, that's not going to be the roll. This is going to be the roll right there. It's 2, so serpents and demons. It really comes down to this hide roll. And it's a 1. So we pop right there. And so we are done there. So for this, I do think we're going to extra hide. We move to the inn. I'm going to trade with the scholar. I'm going to execute 2 higher phases. I do still want to clear out. I do still want to clear out the spider out of here, hoping to get access to the altar, get the consult demon, get all that thing done. We just need to survive the patrol for a day. Because last time we hired a guy and the patrol killed him. So that sucked. So on day 20, let's get a monster roll. And it is a 1. So we got dragons. Again, not a big deal. The company is going to show up. That actually sucks a little bit too. I think the company's also $12, if I recall. Right? So they're 2, 4, 2, 2, 2. Wait, there's 7 of them. So where are they? There we go. Yeah, they're a lot of money. So 2, 4, that's 10, 16. The company's actually $16. So they are expensive little SOBs there. They would kick a lot of ass. I would be happy hiring a bunch of them. But so what we are doing is we move in. We have our hide. We do hide, so we're there. We're going to trade with the scholar. So we are trading with the scholar. He is our ally because we saved him. And we're trading for this scroll of nature. And I don't know if the scroll of nature is like goofy special for the scholar. I forget what the price is. Those special prices are all... Is it in here somewhere? I don't think it is, actually. So let me take a quick look in the book, if you don't mind. How you doing, Halldown? It's good to see you, by the way. Glad I decided to... oh, yeah. So we actually can't buy the damn scroll of nature from him because everything's $50 for him. So that sort of sucks. So not good on my part. Not good. So we can't buy this. It's $50 for him because he lives in scroll of nature. I don't know if he has anything else. I forget. Let's flip. He has power gauntlets, which we don't care about, and gripping dust, also we don't care about. So, all right. That's cool. So, give me a second here. I should have known that. What I will do, though, is... So I'm going to say that I should have known that. So I hate making those kinds of mistakes. So I am going to give myself 1 extra higher phase on my neutrals here. So there you go. So I got neutrals. And we got no deals or trouble, even worse. So that's great. We do not get blocked or battled. We do get insulted. They still do remember that we killed their guy, so they're going to give me a negative there. That's fine. We'll take it. So that's 1 higher phase. We're looking for a 3, 2, or 1. And we do get a 2. So price times 3. So price times 3, we're going to mark $3 off, and we get R6. And we will try for R5 just in case. No reason not to, but no deal. So we're going to take R6 into the fold here. And we're going to roll, unfortunately, that knight. Trouble again with these rogues. God dang it. And they are going to challenge us. So they're going to dink with us again. So we're not going to block battle because I don't want my guy to die. So we're just going to take it because it's not going to harm us any more than and for insult. So we get insulted by the patrol. So that's okay. We're going to take all of that. And we have to do this because we have a guy there. Like if we don't hire, we don't have to make these rolls because we are hit. That's okay. I don't think that harms us. We're not going to get negative points or anything. And my goal in hiring this guy was simply to drag him down and get this cleared out so we could consult Demon. That's really it. So let's get that done. But let's not get it done on day 21. Day 21. Well, no, let's get it done on day 21. What the heck? Because nothing's going to. The only thing that could hurt us would be a dragon would appear, and that would put the kibosh on that. Everything else is going to pop where they're at. So I say let's do it. Let's get out of Dodge. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't love this character. I know, East Paladin mentioned him twice and asked me to run this, and he's great at learning spells. The problem is, in the base game, you could just put all your points in, or as many points you can into spells, and learn a bunch of spells. And in this game, I don't really have that luxury as much. We got to score points, and we got to move around to score points. So we are sort of suffering under that at the moment. But I would like to clear the altar and get the demon to give me a spell. All that would work to my favor. So let's see if we can't make that happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my extra hide. I'm going to I'm going to move to the altar. I'm going to do one extra hide because I don't want to, in case it all goes well. I can run from everything here. So done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to charge right in. And then I'm going to search. And hopefully we get some luck here. So day 21. I know that, and the company actually showed up there as well. Just for a lark, I am going to have to roll against the company, and they're going to also probably insult me. And they do. So why the hell not? So literally, the Apprentice is the butt of everybody's joke. And he takes it sullen. That's not the best roll. That is actually the worst possible roll that I could have gotten, I think. So what happens is that all these guys go away. So this guy comes off the board. This guy comes off the board. So these guys all go away. Then I'm going to plow on in there with a hide phase, which is successful. So I am hidden once I'm in there. So that's cool. That's all good. I'm then going to search twice. So we're trying to locate the altar. That would be useful. We do not on the first one, and we do not on the second one. So I am indeed hidden. But once the day ends, all these guys are coming back. I don't even know why I put them off the board. All these guys come right the hell back. And I will be honest, I don't know where that dragon just went. He just sort of disappeared. Where the hell did the dragon go? Did I put him on the layer? He's not on the layer. He's the other guy. So he's going to appear at, I think, in pretty much the same order also. He appears for Slither. Smokesea comes to me. This dude goes to Patter. So we lost the thing we can kill, and we got the thing we can't kill. Since our guy cannot possibly generate enough damage to hit this dude. So, having said that, I am not letting that stand. We're gonna hope So what is it? It's a 2/3 chance to survive each time. So it's about 50-50, actually, that he can go for 2 rounds with this dragon and not get killed. That is not great, super great odds, because it is indeed about 50-50. And he can't even really flip. We're all hidden right now, and we can stay hidden. But I am sort of seeing my point opportunities flit away here a little bit. So I think we're gonna try it. I think we're gonna do it. So we're gonna and we already have negative frickin' whatchamacall. So we are going to become unhidden. So we consult demon, encounter demon when unhidden. He will blocks you but not battle you that evening. So we're good. That's fine. And we're gonna let this guy. He's gonna go toe to toe with our dragon buddy here. And we're largely just hoping that he misses him twice and that the combat can end there. So, round 1, he does indeed miss. He goes down here. Does he flip? He does. That doesn't really matter because he can still do medium damage, so he can still kill the guy. Actually, I probably should have thrown this just to see. You never know, right? Now that he's on this side, it's no longer an automatic. Although I do get it for the combat, so I suppose I should activate this. I'm going to activate it. What the hell? And then we're going to toss this. So if he lines up, we're going to get one shot at him on the missile table. If he doesn't line up, then the combat will end. And he does not line up. So he goes there. And we will... He doesn't flip. We're going to miss. He's going to miss. And he's going to miss. The combat ends with the dragon. The alchemist goes to the warlock, the mixture. So not a great use. I mean, you know, it was what it was. We figured we'd at least try to keep our guy alive if necessary. That ends, and then we talk to the demon, or demon bro here. So that's good. That actually worked out. We needed a little bit of luck to work out. So what we do is we get a VP. So we're going to pop the VP there. I'll just put demon. That is our 5th card. So that's cool. 5th card. We no longer have a gold point, though, because we are dipped down to 28. So we are still at 5 points. But we do get one of these things. So I think we're going to obviously take the demon leader. Going to learn a type 5 spell and convert 2 chits to cast it. I think we could, because you can't gain the chit. It's not type 5. It's not spell and gain chit. It is spell and convert or gain the chit. We are going to get the spell, and we're going to convert 2 chits to cast it. And I am going to convert this one, I think. And we're not going to convert this because we know that the statue is out there. We're not going to convert. I'm going to convert this one. So these are going to become a time 3 black and a time 5 black. I don't know if I have those out somewhere. I know, I will say this. I know the Witch King has them. So we're going to Witch King up here. Type 3 black. So we're going to grab one of those. And that is going to be this one. So this one's going to go away. And a time 5 black 1 asterisk. Maybe the witch, right? Maybe the witch has it. Let's see. Witch. Where are you? Where are you, witch? Right there. Okay. Let's search. Type 5. Done. There you go. So that's what we needed. So we convert 2 chits. So now we have 3 black chits. This one's perfect for color because it's very well, it's not perfect for color because it's so damn exhausting to get back. This one is because it's so slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that one up there and then these 3 there. But now, what spell do we get? Well, that's a good question. What spell do we get? So we're going to shuffle and draw. And we get Power of the Pit. Holy crap. That is not a great spell to actually use. It's fun when it hits you. And it's great against characters. But it's not so great against... not super great against NPCs. Not great for the PCs to use. So there you go. Because primarily a lot of things that would then work just don't work against NPCs, right? 3, 2, or 1 is what you're looking for. 1 might kill you. 3 might kill you. 2's the only good one. It's actually a little bit of a bum spell to take as a character. So unless you're doing PvP, in which case there is some joy there. However, we do have a spell. So that is a spell. Now the bummer is I was hoping to get something like I was indeed hoping to get something like Absorb, right, or anything else that might be sort of instantly more useful. Absorb, Broomstick, right? The Ray of Death, Drain Life. It is the Demon Sense of Hubert. Well, the funny thing is, this guy's luck was great for the first week or 2 in game, and then just tanked. Now his luck is really, really dismal, actually, if I'm to be quite honest with you. Hey, what's up, Jim? How are you? We were watching The Mighty Apprentice be not quite so mighty. So that was day 21. That's going to lead us to day 22. And that's going to give us our last 3 events to sort of finish out this run. And then we really have to spend a moment and figure out, okay, what exactly are we trying to do? We've only scored 5.5. We sort of stalled out there. And we've only scored 5.5 points. And so let's draw the events. We'll see what the board looks like, and we'll make our plan. How are you tonight, Jim? So, 3 events. We'll end up with 9 events on the board. We get the riddle game in. We don't know yet because we haven't turned over a woods tile. So we'll put that, I just sort of vaguely put it in the middle of those to remind us. So that's 1. We get the Dwarf Pathfinder. And we're going to get the Wood Sprite in the Deep Woods. Sure. Where's the Wood Sprite at? 6. So right in the middle of the Deep Woods. So, yeah, okay. I mean, that's great. I just am not super thrilled with where that ends up. So let's take a look, right? So this is where the decisions are made. You got 1 week, you got 7 days, you're down points. I'm not happy with sort of how that ultimately ended up. Um, you have Power of the Pit as your spell, and you got Survivor for your witchmacall. Hold on, let me. And Survivor, of course, is super ironic because the answer is he's a light character. So things typically either kill him dead or don't kill him dead, not lightly wound him and let him move on. Um, so that's a little rough. So again, I think this guy's luck was great, and then just took a nosedive. Like he's bam, is it just totally jacked up. Um, so we still have the option to get big game, medium, because we're hunting a medium creature. I think Navigator is a decent enough way to grab a couple points, but you'd have to figure out where to get it done, right? So the ledges is still ultimately probably the best way to manage Navigator, and you only need two more. So I could easily see a couple things. I could see making a quick run through the borderland to try to catch the imp, get the statue. You could learn a couple spells off the statue. That would get you your 2 points. You get a point and a half. So you'd be up to 7 points if you could learn the spells here. Done. That's seven. You would also get big game, but you'd have to return to a dwelling. But there's a dwelling right there. The order is right there. So you could get 8 points with that. Uh, you're not getting Navigator at that point, though. There's no good way to sort of make that happen. Also, because the main places to get Navigator would be um and cave is always a little bit of a mess to do anything because you're not getting any extra phases, so you'd be stuck with two phases. You could grab the crone and get, but that's a lot of back and forth. Like that in and of itself is 1 day to there, 2 days to there, 3 days to here, 4 days. That's 5 days. You've taken your entire week because of the way the caves are and the fact that there's this monster here. I think you would stick yourself pretty badly if you did that. Um, so I don't think that's ideal. And the problem is, I think that's the primary way to get to the wood sprite also is to sort of go this way. You can. Every other way is super long. I think the wood sprite is out. I think she is just not valuable at this point in time. It's too far. Uh, The other option would be, um, the other option is to go this way into the borderland like you would. So this is day one. That's one day. This would be 2 days, 3 days to the rift. You could, because you now have black magic to you could commune with the rift, enchant with black, score a VP, or learn a spell. I mean, at this point, you probably take the VP. The second spell is only worth half a point, technically. Then you might try to cap the pool. And the pool is magic chits. You fatigue a bunch of magic chits, which you have. So you certainly could fatigue, 4 chits as a for instance. Get that pull done, maybe. And so that would be 2 points this way. But you would be spending a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, probably 4 or 5. I mean, you would end your game here in the mountain trying to clean that up. And again, you could get 2 points out of that, probably. So you'd end up with about 7.5 points. And getting your spells would be 7 points, but that would be big game too. So, like I said, this is getting big game. You'd have to learn 2 spells also, but you're pretty good at it. So, so again, you're sort of. I think it's a question of 7 or 8 points, and I think 8 points. You go to the rift, or not the rift, the statue, and possibly get that extra point, because you would also be able to turn in big game. And then I don't think that there's going to be much time to do anything else. Big game requires you to head back to a dwelling. That's going to take the rest of your time, at least another day. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like where I ended up. How's that? The other thing, though, you could pop Navigator. So maybe, right? Would you? So Hold Down asks, would you get the wound event with a rift award there? So the rift possibly. So hold on, somewhere. I don't think I might not have made it. Oops, no, don't do that. No, I did not do it. I did not make that. That is too bad. So the Rift, the Guardians of the Rift are, hold on, my book. It's a good question, hold on. That is a good question. So what the Rift is going to do for us, or against us, actually, it's not doing anything for us. It's trying to kill us while we get in there. The Rift is a little bit of a risk. Let's keep that in mind, right? Because it could. Well, that's a good question. Where the hell did the Rift go? that's an issue. So yeah, on a on a 5 and 6, so yes, we can wound a bunch of chits. On a 5, So that is odd. So that is, I am literally missing a page. That's the damn page I'm missing. So that's wacky. Okay. Well, I will figure that out here in a moment because, and it's not printed on the card because, oh, geez. So there you go. So very professional of me. So anyway, so yeah, the Rift Guardian. I'm gonna have to go find that damn thing. It's possibly a monster. It could be bats. It could be goblins. Those are the 3 and 4. It's a dragon, demon. I think 1 is a dragon, 2 is a demon, 3 are bats, 4 are goblins, 5 is wound, and 6 is fatigue. So, yes, you could, and you roll 2 dice for that. Actually, I believe. So you could possibly get wounded with the rift. But you do have to return to a dwelling to sort of tell the tale, as it were. So I'm a little bit dubious. I mean, and you could maybe wend your way around, but my guess is you don't have a great deal of time, but you might. So that is an interesting question. I'm going to check real quick to make sure that I do or do not have. No, I believe that somehow, I mean, Lord knows how I did this, somehow I deleted it from the document. So super clever on my part. What I'm going to have to do is make it the hell up. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make it up, and we'll stick with that. And then what I'll do is I'll go get an old, I will grab an old version from, well, we can actually do that right now. Give me 2 seconds. No, you do not pick those. That is a roll. When you enter, you roll it, which could be great, could suck, obviously. Let me use the magic of source control here to back that document out one version. There we go. So we'll do that. And let's see if that helps. So let's take a look real quick. See if we can get the rift back. There we go. So the rift is tremendous demon, tremendous spider, 3 to 6 sword goblins, 2 to 3 bats, noxious fumes for fatigue or wound. And it's only a d6 roll, which sort of sucks, actually, because you're more likely to get all the rest of that crap then, as opposed to the gases, which would be what you would want, is you'd want to be burned by the volcano. So, okay, after all this deliberation, I'm going to say, let's try. That is a little bit of a risk. Let's try the statue instead. So that's going to be our plan. We have a guy that's going to help us with the statue. Let's do it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to head up 1, 2. So that's 2 moves. And we have an extra hide phase. So we're going to do all that. So we are going to move and move into the Borderlands. Dying on day 28 is that? Indeed it is. We're going to hide. And I really think, I mean, and sure, we'll hide multiple times just because. I mean, whatever. We should succeed, but let's do it. So so we go up to here. Let's get a monster roll up here. That took a long time. I do apologize, but that really is sort of the decision. Like I said, that's where the decisions are made. Really, is how am I going to score my points? So we go up there. We now hide a bunch of times, and we do succeed. And then the nice thing is that this guy's going to come to us. So he's going to pop right there. And so we are going to we're gonna try take him at this point. So what we're gonna do is on round one, our guy's gonna lure him, and that's the joy of this dude. Is doesn't matter. You can curse us all day, and we are going to. You can curse him all day. There is nothing he cares about. You can give him warts, athlete's foot, whatever you want to do, and we're going to knife you. So, all right. Round one, where does the imp go? The imp goes to here. And does he flip or not? And this would be actually the dangerous move is if he flips. So he does flip. The nice thing is he misses because he does not intercept us and he does not undercut us. And we're going to cut him anyway. So we're going to do the medium damage, and we're going to cut him down. We get 2 points back of our negative 22. We've been literally laughed out of the inn more times than we can count. But we have killed the imp. I'm going to copy him and then paste him on big game. That is our big game trophy that we need to take back to a dwelling. So, as it stands, that's a good start for our plan here. We're gonna do an extra hide, and then we're gonna move, and we are going to end up through the cave and end up in Borderland 3. That's our goal here. I do wish we could have gotten injured, but that wasn't in the cards. There's no injuring this guy. So we're going to head to Borderland 3. Yep, that's day 23. Let's see where the monster roll takes us. And I'm actually hoping that we get, dragons I don't think matters. I think that is a nice, easy, nothing roll. And we go here. And are we hidden? Don't matter at this point. Nothing's showing up, but we are hidden. We are then going to use an extra hide, and we are going to move to the statue, and we are going to search 3 times. Monster roll for that day is going to be a 2, serpents and demons. And we got the prowling chart open there, but the chit. So we go here. We'd have an extra hide just because we have one. We are hidden. Now we have 3 searches. We're looking for a 4 real quick. That's a fail. Come on, you got this. That is a fail. 1 more. Come on, give me a 4. There we go. That's what we needed. So that's good. So we did find the statue. It's at the end of the day, so sucks because we've could have found that faster. Now, having said that, we have now 3 spells that we can take a shot at. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my spell decks, and we're going to get type 8s and type 7s. Give them both a couple shuffles there. And then we're going to draw 7, 7, and 8, and delete these ones. So those are my 3 spells in the pile. And so for day 25, extra hide, and we're going to do 4 searches. We could get a loot in, but what we want to do is we want to learn 2 more of these spells. Because if we learn 2 more of the spells, we will hit our 3 spell point condition, and we'll get 2 points. That will raise our points up to 7. So let's get a monster roll, and then let's loot this place as best we can. 4. That's the only bad roll. That's the sucky roll, by the way. We now get we trigger stink. That's going to drag 2 trolls on top of us. We cannot face those trolls. Do we hide? We do hide. So we are hidden. So that's good. And now we have literally 1 day to do this task now. So I'm going to read runes first. Keep in mind that we roll a single die to read runes and we subtract 1. We are that good at reading learning spells. So a 4, 3, 2, or 1 gets us what we need. A 6 curses us, though. So 4, so we're going to learn and awaken this guy. So we're going to flip it. It is poison, which actually is not bad. So I'm going to copy that guy. That is not, as they go. That is vaguely useful. Now, it's not useful this late in the game necessarily, and we do not have any magic ready to roll with it. That does give us a full point, though, instead of a half point, because we have 2 spells. And now we're up to 6. So I do have 2 spells learned. I have negative 20x notoriety. So it's a little silly, actually. So that's 1. Now we're going to get the second read runes. Looking for a 4, 3, 2, or 1. It is a 5. We just awakened the spell. So this thing goes to the bottom. We then awaken this one, and it goes to the bottom. It's premonition. Okay, that's fine. We do have 2 more of these, though. So we're going to roll a die, 4, 3, 2, or 1. 5, so it's 4. So this is going to go to the bottom. That does suck. It was slow monster. And I think... so that stinks because that was our 3rd shot at this, and we did not learn what we needed to learn. So we're going to roll 1 last time. It's learn and awaken, which is great. That's going to cycle this back to the bottom. That doesn't help me because I already learned it. And then these guys are going to appear. Now we're hidden, so that's cool. And there's 2 of them. That sort of sucks. So let's figure out what we got to do here. So it's day 25. It's day 25. One, two, three, 4. It's only going to take us a single day to get back. So turning in big game is literally just moving on day 28. 100%. Not going to get navigator. You're just going to get big game out of this. So that is going to be your 8th point. I do think, so we don't have to run. We're here. I do think we're going to try 1 last time for sure. We need to get that point. And maybe we can pull a treasure out of this thing. So 2 serpents and demons. And we got to hide. So we are hidden. So that's good. This is what? I think day 25, I believe, right? Yeah, no, it's day 26. So day 26, sorry. And now we get one more read runes roll at this thing. And it's a 6. So we are going to get cursed because that's just how this game is rolling tonight. So we are going to be cursed. 6, disgust. Fame is worthless. Okay, sure. You know what? I'm okay with that. Disgust. I will put negative 99 there. I mean, I have been insulted. I have been. Now I'm just wordy. What it does do is blow one face. So now I have 3 more of these. 4. So that's no good. That is going to just cycle this back down. Now I would certainly rather have slow monster as it stands, but I don't want to have to cycle through. So that's the second roll. The third roll I learn it. So I am going to learn copy slow monster. That is cool. That's sort of what I need. And that's going to get me where I need to go in terms of spells. So now I have 3 spells. So save that. That is my 7th point. Oh, he is immune to curses. You're correct. I'm sorry. So there you go. So no curse. I mean, it was funny because it's disgust. He's immune to that anyway. I mean, he has negative prowess as it is. This does leave me with a single loot, and I'm going to loot the damn statue and hope to roll a 3, 2, or 1. Not quite. That's a 4. It's not quite enough. And there we are. So. I don't really. So there's no value in fighting these guys. Poison does actually allow you to fight these two because, strangely enough, this guy with poison is actually a little bit of a badass because he's now doing medium star damage at a time 3. Fighting 2 of them's dicey. We would actually have to take one because I don't want him to get auto hit. That wouldn't fly because that's a 33% chance of death for me. So you probably could, I suppose what you could do, I could take one round 1 and round 2, to round 1, take one, put one on him. He kills the guy on round, on the first round, or this, and then I run, and then the other guy comes to him on the next round, and then he kills him then. But I would also need to, get this ready for magic, and I'm not actually ready. I don't have any gray. I have no color magic right now, because I didn't learn spells until the very end of the damn game. Thanks, Aldown, for reminding me, by the way, that he is immune to curses. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to bust it out here. We're going to hope to hide one last time. If we do, we're going to try to loot this thing. Maybe we can pull something out of here. The statue's the worst place to be doing that, by the way. It's a 3, so goblins, but no big deal. This is our hide roll. It is a 6, so nope, we are sort of screwed. And we are blocked. And we're done. And we're going to lose our guy and so on, but we are going to run. So I'm just going to let Rogue 6 be killed. But we're going to run with our move L2 or L3. He's dead. We lose yet another 2 notoriety or prowess because, we do. And yes, he was just sort of cursed. Fated. fated to be the most hated man, and we don't pull anything out, and that stinks. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So my last day is move, 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 and move to the chapel. And we do have an extra hide, so we're going to do that on the second move. And what that is going to do for me is that is going to score me big game. And that's going to give me my 6 card point. 6 cards, 2 spells. We'll make the monster roll just for fun. It is 5s and 3s. So spiders, imps, serpents, and demons. But we're not going to be there. We're going to be here. And that's pretty much it. So the final score is 8 points. Because we do get big game out of it. And we get a piece of armor. We would choose a light armor, of course. We weren't wounded. Our quest would be natives arrived. Doesn't matter. So that's it. We got 8 points. Now, I don't think that's terrible. I think the Apprentice is handicapped. This is one of those characters which is very different between the base game and this quest game. Because normally, what I would do is I would take 3 of my points in spells. This would be the one character to do that. You take 3 points in spells. You're gonna learn 6 spells. And that's what I've done. I would just learn spells everywhere. And that is 3 of your points. 3 of your 5 points that you would have in Magic Realm would be spells. Hell, you might even go nuts and say, yeah, I'm going to do 5 points and I have to learn 10 spells and just see how that goes. It sounds a little dicey to me. And I do think the spell requirement is too high. Generally, balanced around notoriety and fame, I think it's too high. I think the spell requirement, because you can be cursed, most characters can be cursed, makes that a non-starter for almost every character. Even a guy like the Magician, you go, well, the Magician, he's got he subtracts 1. He's like, well, yeah, but that means he's cursed more often. You roll 1 die. Well, he still has a 1 in 6 chance of being cursed. How many times are you going to roll on that table? So I think the spell requirement's too high. I think it should be closer to 1 or 1.5 per point. So that's sort of where I'm at. So the fact that he scored 8 was pretty good. A lot of the fact that he scored 8 had to do with his first couple of weeks were very good. Like he scored 4 points in the first 2 weeks. So I think he did very well there. I think a couple things would have turned his game a little bit. I think, for instance, if the circus hadn't popped here, I think that would have been, if it popped in the borderland, I think we would have popped the circus and got another card easily. I think if the patrol did not show up on the day we hired the rogue and kill my rogue, again, I think we would have had a better time because we would have gotten the rogue with a spider here and a spider bounty, and we could have taken that spider there, killed him, got the bounty. That's another point. Got Consult Demon a long time ago. Had access to the altar, with and so on. So I think a couple things give him a 10-point game. Just a couple die rolls difference give him a 10-point game. As it was, you ended up in sort of a rough spot there that last week. The other thing I think would have turned was this section, day 13 to 17. Had we either couple things. One, I think I screwed up on a monster roll on day 14. I think the dragon should have not been there, and thus we would have been able to search. Obviously, pulling different treasures out other than these little light ones might have been good also. But frankly, I think maybe you just maybe we should not have spent these days and then try to just get Navigator. But I was hoping to sort of get a big score, hire the guard, right? Take care of some business around here, and then free up some space for points. And that just didn't work out. So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. It's not my favorite character to play for the quest game. I think it is hampered. You're literally playing on 3 chits for the first until you get a bunch of 4 chits. I'm sorry. You're literally playing on 4 chits for the first X time until you gain some spells. And then frankly, the answer is, well, what spells do you get? That's all random. What spells do I get? Well, I get Power of the Pit. Well, you're not casting Power of the Pit. that is not okay. Now you can cast Power of the Pit hidden, because I do not think you have to. It targets. I believe it targets just the clearing. I don't think you actually have to target anyone with it. There is a target. Right. I think you target a single character, which means you could ambush with Power of the Pit and stay hit. So that's good, because if you're not hidden, then you are screwed. And if you roll terror, you are screwed. Like, I would have been killed if I roll terror. Oh, that's not true. I would have had magic chits left, so not killed, but I would have been, right? So very interesting. But I'm not sure that I would play that guy in the quest game. I think I'd play him in the base game, because I think you have some scoring options which you don't have in the quest game for this guy. I like being friendly with all the visitors. I think the visitors are sort of underutilized at times, because you've got to get a visitor that you like in a spot. It was interesting here simply because what, this right here? Is that good enough? Does that read? Resolution's not great on that either, by the way. That's a little bit of my fault, but as far as just the image capturing. Yeah, Power of the Pit's rough for a light character, 100%. So yeah, you can't be again, and I think it's to be quite honest with you, it's a PvP spell more than anything else. It's great against characters. Against monsters, think about it. What are you looking for? You're looking for a 2, maybe a 1. That's it. A 3, sure. That's great. It's okay against natives, right? You could native up, but not super useful. So again, and his spell, the only spell he got finally that was super useful is poison. I could probably utilize slow monster also, but poison is the best one, because it does turn those little rogues into little monsters. They can do some damage. So again, it wasn't terrible. It was a good enough game. I think what I would like to do, does anyone have a custom character of interest that they would like to see converted and played, I would do that. I mean, I've got a bunch in Realm Speak that I need to work anyway. It's not hard to convert them at this point. But if we have them, otherwise, I think what I would do is maybe make a 4-hero game. Now that I've played some of these custom characters, who are all sort of wonky, they have different balance points, right? I think I would probably maybe do a four hero game with them, just as a some just for some fun. And then at some point I have to get back into do another round for the Grand Prix, but it is nice to have all these extra. It's nice to have the option to do all these extra characters now, because I can create these chits now super easy, right? I can go custom. Let's make this whatever. I mean, I think they're of varying quality, right? So I can change this chit, bam, right? So I have a template where I can now make these chits. Now they don't look quite exact. They're not great, but they do okay. They're certainly good enough for our purpose. Yeah, I've played with some in Realm Speak. I used to play Realm Speak a lot, and I would play with sure, let's do them all, randomize them. Let's get. So I would have a bunch of those and play a bunch of those, and that's cool. They're of varying quality, right? And they all have like a shtick, and sometimes that shtick is super cool, and sometimes that shtick is sort of clunky, just depending. Because like the synergies aren't quite there, right? So for instance, I'm wondering how darn it, characters. I'm wondering how the satyr does. Right? So the satyr is a heavy, he's sort of a fighter. He's not super fast. He's a pretty slow dude. But he has 3 type 3 magic chits. And the question is, well, that's good that you have 3 type 3s, but what can you cast with them? What spells would you take? Now, the interesting thing is he might actually have some uses that other characters would, right? So, for instance, Elven Grace on him is oddly useful, right? All of a sudden, now I would almost never take Elven Grace. There aren't a lot of characters that are getting type 3 spells where you go, well, Elven Grace is the way to go. But you look at this guy and you go, hold the hell on. It turns all of these moves and fights, or moves, I should say, turns all these moves to move 3s. So for a spell cast, he now becomes the dwarf. He has a move H3. He has a move H3, no asterisks. That's a great chit. That's a great spell for him. It's bad for almost every other spellcaster that's going to have a type 3. So I do like a little, novelty is sort of really cool. Bewilder, strangely enough. In certain fights, Bewilder could be huge. Awakened Monster has some uses too, and so on. So mirror images for him, I almost rarely take it on characters, but that would be one where you say, you know what? I can take 3 extra hits, and not take damage. So interesting. So might try this guy at some point anyway. Anyway, uh, it is unfortunately midnight. I was actually hoping to. I started a little too late because I was hoping to get this game done and then do something else. But I think probably won't do that because it's midnight. So I think probably what I'm going to do is close out here for the stream tonight. And then tomorrow I'll probably try to get another game in. Now that I've looked at it with the satyr in it, at least. Um, but yeah, if you have another character, a custom character of interest, fire me a comment somewhere, and we'll try to get him into my stable of them. I only have, I have what, 10 of them, and it only takes 20 minutes to make one or 10 minutes or whatever to make one. So we will do that. And I think that's it. So once, final of the night is the Apprentice, scores 8 points. Looked like he was going to do a little bit better than that. Then had a run of sort of vaguely bad luck. Got stuck a little bit and did not end up pulling it out at the end. So that's it. This will get posted, of course, and then tomorrow we'll try another game. Maybe we have the big game with 4 custom characters, and we'll do their sort of little game there. And maybe, heck, we'll just put them on. I'll put them on the Grand Prix scoreboard. There's no reason they can't have one game, and we can just put them on the board and just see where they stack up against the other characters in that average points per game ranking. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out. Hull Down and Jim. Well, thanks, Hull Down. I do appreciate that. I love playing the game, man. I love this game. I've played it quite a bit. I would love to have more stuff, more variation. I think the next thing I got to figure out how to do is, can I get item cards? Can I make item cards so that we can have some different items in the game also? But everything's sort of a tight balance too, so it's hard to, you want to add stuff, but you don't want to be. I mean, I have already made it wacky, right? All the quests give you things, and people be like, "What is he doing? Why is he giving him a spell and letting him turn chits? That's not right." And the answer is, "Oh hell yeah, it is." I think you just want variety in those games, right? You want this character to get this item, and now it's a totally different game for that character, and you would have never thought of that. So yeah, I love the game. I'm glad that people are at least having fun with them, even though it's not a standard game. I still haven't played the basic game with Magic. Jim says my Amazon ran into 6 goblins and had to reread a lot of rules. Strangely enough, that's a good fight for the Amazon. She can pull that out if she's with a little bit of luck. There is the bad luck option where she just gets tagged. But that's a pretty decent fight for her typically. If you ever have questions of the rules, man, just fire them over. Either comment or obviously you can go to the Discord too. There's a lot of guys on there that know easily more than I do about the rules, and so they can pull it out. But yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot to the game. I still have to look up rules. I played 50 times, in the past year, and I still have to look stuff up because there's enough edge cases where you're like, whoa, I forget. Last time I did that was in 1982. Like literally, the funny part was, I forget which game it was, but someone found the magic carpet. I had played for 10 years and no one had ever utilized the damn magic carpet. I had never gotten that guy finding the carpet, having access to purple magic. You know what I mean? Like it just never happened. It never showed up. There's just permutations of the game that there's stuff that you just won't have seen. On the other hand, I've died to Power of the Pit about 5 or 6 times in the course of my games. I've had Power of the Pit kill characters way more often than I think it should happen. Um, so super fun. But yeah, I still have to look up tons of shit. Um, so and Magic's tough. I think Magic is very cool and super fun. But ultimately, what you're doing is, with Magic, it's a lot different than say D&D or something where you have 5 or 6 spells and you start with a ton of spells. Your character starts with 1, 2, or 3 spells typically. Only the Witch King starting with 4. So what you're really doing is you're actually really configuring their special advantages, right? Like he's going to get 2 spells. So what that means is for a fraction of his chits, so for a quarter of his chits, he gets 2 more of these. But they're not usable that often because you have to rest these things up, and there's a sort of a ritual to doing them, where you can only do it once, and then you have to rest, and then you have to spell X and spell, and so on and so forth, right? So it's limited use special advantages. So I think that again is difficult because you are then tailoring. You are telling me how you're going to either score or get out of jail free, so to speak, or whatever, right? And so you might play a game picking a spell or two, and one of those spells ends up mostly useless most of the game because you didn't run into that one time, or or you took something like Elven Grace, and then you realize sleep would have been more useful for you. You know what I mean? I think it's wacky because you're sort of honing in your strategy. So there's a lot of trial and error, and the problem is, man, you might not get a lot of trial and error in one game for a character. So if I pick Elven Grace for a game for the Satyr, that's great. But that's that's one of the spells he's going to have for the entire game. So if it works or doesn't work, I might never see the situation where it works, or I might never see the situation where it just blows up and doesn't work. And so it just takes many games with a character to formulate the spell plan, I think. And in the basic game, with no extra spells, that's a little simpler. Oh, it's C. McGowan. Yeah, I mean, not that not that I should be forthcoming with my name, but I've been on the internet for many years in various forms, and I've always used my name. It has not yet bitten me in the ass. So I'm hoping it doesn't for my last, 25 years on the internet. But yeah, my name is McGowan. And then C is just obviously my initial. So I always joke because because there is another C. McGowan out there on the internet, and he does game design and art for games. I'm like, man, that kid is living my life. Well, no. Yes, so he would be a move 4. Yes, he'd be easier to undercut. If you cast Elven Grace and the Octopus, you would make him a time 4. Strangely enough, which is sort of cool, right? Because it's an offensive. At that point, it's an offensive spell. You could undercut him. Now, strangely enough, this guy cannot undercut him. You do not have the wherewithal to undercut even a time 4. And a lot of heavy characters, typically characters that do tremendous damage, cannot undercut a times 4. So you probably don't want this to be your offensive spell. Um, for that. Does anyone have a time 3? The White Knight. There you go. The White Knight has a time 3. So if you were traveling with the White Knight, you have an option, like you have a Morning Star. If you have the Morning Star alerted, that's a time 3. So you would have that option, for instance. And obviously, certain cool weapons have time 3s. But the Morning Star is the most obvious one because the Berserker can't do a time 3 attack. The White Knight can't do a time 3 attack. The Dwarf cannot do a time 3 attack. If you're absorbed, you can do a time 3 attack because you have a T3 head. If you have the dragon, the tremendous flying dragon. And my favorite, I never get to hire them natives, which are Rogue 2 and 1. You flip them over and they have a time 3 T3 attack. Well, I mean, spellcasters, it just depends, right? So where would that be useful for a spellcaster? Well, let me think about it. So, okay, as a for instance, if you play the wizard, where is the wizard? I don't know why I love talking about this game. It's ridiculous, by the way. If you play the wizard, oops, whoa, hey, Skippy. Okay, there we go. Oh, come, really? is that how we're doing this, huh? Well, hold on, hold the hell on. If you play the wizard and you take, where the hell is it? Spells, type 2, I believe. So, but again, you have to be playing with. So keep in mind, this is a cheat, right? Because you have to be playing with custom spells too. So, Flame Sword gives the wizard an L star sword. Poison would also help, but L star sword. So what the hell does that do for him? Well, he can overstrength that sword to M star. That would be medium. 2 stars is heavy, tremendous. So now all of a sudden he can do tremendous damage to an unarmored octopus at a time, and you look right here, 3. So with Flame Sword and Elven Grace, used as a strangely offensive spell, right? So he would literally cast it on the octopus, then cast Flame Sword. He'd have to remain hidden, of course, to do this. He could come out and he could one-shot the octopus with a tremendous 3 attack. M star. It's not really tremendous. It's M star, but wouldn't kill an armor because that's that last sharpness star would drop off. But that combination actually gives him a really good option to kill an octopus. Which is why I love the game so much, because there's so many damn weird combinations. And that's why I love the wacky spells, and that's why I love giving dudes wacky rewards for quests. Is that I love the combinations. I love just the, the magician got consult demon, so he's got a type 5 spell, and he there you go. With poison, maybe offensive and ironically named. Yeah. So I don't know. I just love all the different wacky combinations that you can get up to. And and again, remember that the wizard with the optional rule turns this M5 into a type 3 speed of 2 chit. So he can cast that on the octopus because he has a chit now, which is fast enough to get the octopus done. Although you have to be hidden anyway, so the octopus wouldn't be on his sheet. Although if he was on your sheet, you could survive. You could survive one round, and you could survive a round and not get grasped and killed. You could pull off this combo. So I just again, I love it. There's just so much crap um, to putz with and to play around with, which is why I've never found a game like this. I don't know if you guys have, you know, I don't know how much you guys have listened to my various vague off rants or not rants, but as we've been as we talk or as on the end of some of these games, the streams are bad because I don't want to go to bed, so I sit here and yap for 30 minutes or an hour. Um, I have looked for a game that scratches a similar itch to this game and does it in a good way. I can't find that game. I have not yet found that game. And that's the reason I enjoy your vids. It's great variation. The game makes yeah, absolutely. This game has so much variation. And even if you're playing sort of the same character, and I think we should, I mean, I think the fighters have a little bit less variation, obviously. Like if you're playing the Berserker, the Berserker's game is the Berserker's game. But but even so, you could get the Berserker and then find some really bitchin' weapon that you go, oh my god, his game is now totally different, right? So, or the Seven League Boots, or whatever, and that just changes shit up. So I do love it. It is by far my favorite game, and I've not yet found anything that even touches it in terms of that overall beauty and variation in it. Yeah, I can play Runebound. I don't know if you watched when I played Dark Venture twice. I'm like, okay, I get it. People have mentioned in reviews that this is like Magic Realm Light, and I'm like, it doesn't quite touch it. Mage Knight. Um, I think Mage Knight's a well put together game. It does superficially all the same things that Magic Realm does, and yet I just don't find it as interesting to play. Um, and it almost never hits my table in real form because setting up all the cards and all the decks and all the shit is just so tedious. I do play Paladin's Oath though, which is a great computerized version of that, which does it. So it's super cool. But having said that, I would rather play 10 games of Magic Realm than a single game of Mage Knight. Because I guarantee you I'm going to see so much more stuff, in a typical Magic Realm game than I'm going to see in a Mage Knight game. And plus, Mage Knight to me feels like bridge. It feels like, yep, I'm playing my hand. I play. Yep, I played it. Played my hand as best I could. Um, the one thing Mage Knight has over Magic Realm is that your character grows and you get more stuff. Though often that just means more hand. So, but you do get that feeling of power creep, right? Where you are a nobody and then you were a stud and a god and right that whole thing. So it has some stuff going for it. It's a well put together game and I do enjoy it. I just it's easily a tier or more below Magic Realm. Yeah, Jim, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Well, I don't know what it is. I just feel that Mage Knight is more I'm playing a hand of cards, and so it's more puzzly in that sense. And I don't enjoy it as much because I don't feel that it hits. Yeah, I mean, Magic Realm, very very simply, Magic Realm was written and produced by a dude who did war games, by a company that did war games in a time where war games were just on their way out. Like 79, war games were just starting to lose that race to tabletop role playing in a lot of ways, lose that audience. Um, but they were still very much in play for through a lot of the 80s. Um, right, so it has that more crunchy resolution feel to it, where we're trying to cover all these permutations, and I think that does show in that, the way the rules interact with each other and the items all interact and so on, you can get a lot more variation on in that story that you make up. Whereas I think Mage Knight is a little flatter in that, and it is very Euro, and it's very, here you go, and you have attack 2, and you have an attack to make an attack 4 if you have a red mana or whatever. But it's very much a Euro version of sort of that style of game, which I think flattens it out a lot for me personally, because I like all those hex encounter games. I like the way that they feel, and I mean, I'll never do it again, but I played the campaign in Vietnam, Victory Games Vietnam. Right? I love touching those games. I love that still. And so I think it's very much personal preference. I think if you came to gaming in the 2000s, you prefer Mage Knight because it feels more like your style of game typically, likely. If you came to gaming in the 70s, which I did, and you played Starfleet Battles, and you played the Civil War and Pacific War, and you know what I mean, like all those games, I think Magic Realm resonates with you quite a bit more because you're sort of used to that level of fussiness, and B, because it just hits that simulation vibe. You feel like the resolution is simulating something, whereas, and it's simulating it at a high level. Don't get me wrong, but it's simulating it. Whereas Mage Knight, it's not really a simulation. It's simply, look, you have to generate 4 attack. Can you generate 4 attack with your cards or not? Oh, and before you generate 4 attack, you have to generate 6 move. Can you generate 6 move and then 4 attack? Yes or no? So anyway, obviously the short of that is I like Magic Realm better than Mage Knight, though I respect Mage Knight a great deal because I think Mage Knight is a fine game. And I do enjoy playing electronic versions of it because I don't have to set it up or tear it down or putz with cards or whatever, right? I can just play the damn game. And so I do enjoy it. I don't bitch. I enjoy it more than, say, a lot of the other games I play. I enjoy it more than Runebound. I enjoy Mage Knight more than Dark Venture that I played a couple times here on the channel. I enjoy it more than Return of the Heroes. I think it's a better game than all those games, but I do not think it's a better game than Magic Realm. Magic Realm does spank it a little bit. So, but if you guys ever find a game, I'm very interested in this Dragons Down that this guy on Board Game Geeks talked about a couple times. But when is that ever going to come out? It's going to be a Kickstarter. It's going to be $500, or I hope not. I'm interested in Euthia, if you've ever seen Euthia, but I haven't. But I can't quite pull the trigger on it because the more I putz with read it and the more that I watch, I'm like, it feels very flat to me too, a little bit. Although I have to admit, since I've not played it and I've not looked at the characters super deeply and gone through their progression, they might be very intriguing and very interesting. And so maybe that's exciting. I think as combat mechanics go, it does okay. I've watched a lot of that, so I think it might be interesting. I have not played High Frontier. I've watched playthroughs of High Frontier. Um, I think that's it's a very interesting game. I love the map on that game, and I love the way that that game effectively simulates, not a distance or whatever, but the energy required to go from one place to another. I think that's very ingenious. Um, I think it's super cool how it works. Um, I don't own it. I would definitely have to stare at it for quite a while to sort of get a feel for it. I don't love learning games through Tabletop Simulator. Actually, I don't feel it's a good medium to learn a game. Strangely enough, I mean, it might be the only option for some folks to do that. I don't own High Frontier. I would have to buy. I either have to buy a copy or play it on TTS. Um, Although at some point, I think if you play a game enough, you should buy a copy because it's sort of the just it's just fair, I suppose, to do that. Um, but I've not played High Frontier, but I've seen it. I am very interested, and I think it's sort of a neat game. I've gone. I don't buy a ton of board games anymore, only because not a lot of them hit my table anymore. I do love the idea of them more than the actual execution of most of them. How's that? Um, I love Eclipse, though. I love Eclipse. I think Eclipse is an awesome game, and that is one where I think the streamlining works a lot for it. I think it gives you the same vibe as a Stellar Conquest. I think it gives you a similar vibe to Twilight Imperium, though not exactly the same, but a very similar one. While cutting that down, to a 3 hour playtime, or you know what I mean, a 4 hour playtime. Um, but yeah, there's so many games that just don't hit my table anymore that I've sort of put a hiatus on buying board games unless I was very specifically interested in a specific board game for a specific reason. And then what I would love to do is clear out my damn closet of all the games that I have um, that I will not play again, even if I do have some sentimental value of some of them, and maybe clean my closet out and then try to get a few games that I would be very interested in playing and learning. So, yeah. The worst part is I could just play 50 more Magic Realm games, and that would take me well into the next year. As dumb as that is, I could play this game 50 more times. Like the replay value on this game, um, especially now that I'm sort of in a good groove of adding stuff. I could add creatures if we wanted. I could add, more characters, right? Now that I'm in that groove, I think we're gonna get a lot of I think I'm getting a lot of replay value out of this one. So, but I would still love to find another fantasy epic adventure game which scratched the same itch. I would be so down if, say, Dragons Down was had an awesome vibe, a Magic Realmish vibe, and even if it was simpler, but it still had that vibe, I'd be so down to see that game come out. I don't have a lot of hopes. Don't have. I'm not super optimistic about it. I'm keeping my expectations super low, but I do. But I do have. I'd be interested to see that. Hell, I've putzed around with the thought of, well, should you just write an epic fantasy game, even if it's not going to be quite Magic Realm, and what would that entail? What would that look like? And I have some ideas, but I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of work, obviously, and I'm not sure where that falls in my list of priorities. In terms of my hobbies. I got a lot of side projects with hobbies. I don't know where that falls. So, all right. Well, um, it's about 12:30. I think I'm gonna head to bed. Jim, thanks a lot for hanging out. Hold down. Thank you very much for hanging out. I do really appreciate people stopping in and chatting on stream. Um, it's the whole reason I do any streams at all, or hell, even videos. I appreciate the comments on the videos because that's sort of why I'm doing it, is to talk to folks about doing it. So thanks, guys, very much. Anyone who's watching, thank you very much. And anyone that sees this video, thanks a lot. Comment, please. I will play something tomorrow. There will be some game started tomorrow. Whether or not it'll be streamed, we'll see. But I will at least start probably a 4-hero. I'll probably start a 4-hero custom character game and just see where it goes.